So what we're gonna do is, we'll call the meeting to order. Before I started the webinar, that we had already said the pledge in the room here. So the pledge was recited, and now we will turn to comments from the public. I see Eric, he's from the Harbor News, and I see Michael. Is that Michael? No, Michael Guest. Michael, if you would like to speak, you may raise your hand. No. All right, Michael, if you're not raising your hand, then we will not. All right, you're not expecting anybody else, are you? All right. If you do, if you figure out how to raise, if you do want to talk and you need to, just raise your hand and we'll be good. Comments from the selectmen, there is Michael Rafferty is coming off the Youth and Family Services board.
Like he's not gonna be on there?
Yeah.
That's a long term.
I know that, and I have a letter here from him saying on May 5th, it's his last meeting. He's been involved with the agency since 1990 in some respect,
Wow.
way, shape, or form. He'll be resigning immediately after the June 2nd, 2026 meeting. He's enjoyed his time with the commission. And he said, after 36 years, it's time for me to step back. So I talked to Heather about this, and obviously there has to be further recognition. So
Sure.
I wanted to let you know that and let the board know that. And then obviously there is a lot of stuff going on around town. Main Street paving starts next week. Right after that, Jesse Dibble's gonna come in and do all the parking spaces and stripe. The crosswalks, hopefully they'll get out here. I saw the contractor recently. He'll get out here very shortly thereafter. Route 1 is going gangbusters. They're gonna start doing some of the pavement. They're all the way past Jesse Dibble. And now they're gonna go back and start doing all the, there's a whole long story with regard to how they had to cut the pavement and now they have to refill it and smooth it out. And then they start on the other side of Big Y, other side of Spencer Plain Road, I think, is where they pick up
Okay.
next. Down at Saybrook Point, we had a phase 1 done, and it was basically, they said it's optional as to whether you want to do a phase 2.
Is that soil testing? What do you think?
Yeah, phase 1 is more of a historical research of the property
Okay.
that you might say, should we do, should we test? Like, was the property, could there have been any industrial oils dumped in the ground, or if it was a gas station? But they found nothing in the records that gave them any concern.
Okay.
So they said, there is a septic. If you'd like to do a phase 2, we'll put a few monitoring wells in, but having a septic underground is an expected, it's not an unusual business relationship that you would take a property with a septic underground. And they really had no concern, but they gave the option to do a phase 2.
Oh, it's an old septic that's not.
No, the
What do you
septic
mean?
that was
What do you
last
mean?
used for the dock and dine
Yeah.
and will be used in theory again
Okay.
for the restaurant.
Okay.
In the lease, it says he's totally responsible for
Okay.
it, okay? So for the utmost of peace of mind, I said, do the phase 2. It was not expensive. And the monitoring wells went in the ground last week or early this week, I can't remember. We should have results within 2 or 3 weeks, and we will have a clear picture on what we're doing there. I don't anticipate any issues. And the good thing is, I'm hopeful we will be able to go to the public and say, we're good.
Yeah.
We have no concerns. That's what I'm hopeful. And I have no reason, and they have no reason to think otherwise. On the other hand, I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea how they're moving along. I assume they're preparing. I know preparing an application. I know a survey, an A2, T2 survey was done. A2 being boundaries, T2 being a topographical
Mhm.
survey, that was done. That Mylar has been recorded in the town clerk's office. So the seawall went out to bid also. And we received the bids and the bids were all really, we had about I think 6 bids came in. There was a lower one and then there were like 3 or 4 in a range and then there was a higher one. So the bids were really good. And we are reviewing those bids and we think we have plenty of money to do the job, which is awesome. And very happy about that. I was a little concerned
Yeah, the things we're gonna.
that you could get a bid from 500 to 2.5. And instead, we got bids that were 320 to 700. And we have about nearly 800,000 put aside for the job.
Great.
So even though a lot of the work is time and material, which means it will be higher than the base bid probably, we still think we have plenty of funds to do what needs to be done for the seawall. So we're working on that.
Mhm.
And things are proceeding apace, which is awesome. And for now, the session has ended. I've been to 2 meetings today with regard to laws that were passed in the last session, reviewing them. Old Saybrook did not get a lot of money. We received 10,000 in, I want to say, supplemental educational aid and about 30,000 in one-time Mashantucket Pequot funds, which used to come to the towns, then got swept when the state was having financial troubles. And now that money only goes to the state, except this year they gave us a one-time
Okay.
payment. So Old Saybrook is getting 40,000 more dollars. None of that is obligated to go to the Board of Ed, just so you know.
Okay.
None of it. It is meant to be revenue to the towns, unless you have, I won't even go into the unless.
Okay.
If we flat funded the schools, literally not $1 more than last year, the money would go to the schools. But since we didn't,
Yeah.
that money can be general revenue to the town,
Yeah.
all right? And that's kind of what I have. Anything from you, Jane?
Well,
Today's the referendum.
yes, yes,
I hope you
exactly.
voted.
Thanks
Thank
for-
you. I'm glad you voted. I know Jane voted. I'm gonna go over after this and vote.
Great. Yeah, I was number 65. That was a while ago, though.
Yeah, there were 135 as of 2 p.m.
Okay.
I thought.
Yeah, so thanks for getting that email out and the text. I got text today too.
Yeah,
So, hopefully that's helping. I don't know how many texts went out, how many emails went out, but, you know, I do think we need to come up with more ways to remind people, you
Yeah,
know.
I agree. I agree.
It's, you know, on a nice lovely day, there's a lot of activities going on and, hopefully it's top of mind for people to get out and get there before 8 o'clock. A lot can happen in the next 3 hours, so, you know,
Yes.
people getting off work and, you know, trying to get there before polls close. So we'll see
Yeah.
how that goes. But thank you for that.
All right. All set?
Yes.
Approval of the minutes from the Board of Selectmen meeting April 28. I will make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Did you have any comments on it?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. I'll move to table item 6A until our next meeting or a meeting at some date in the future.
Okay.
All right, I'll need a second on that. We're moving to
Second.
table it.
Okay.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, we will now move on, we will now move on to the authorizing resolution. This has already been through the Board of Finance. This is to lease some of the vehicles that the chief wants. We are working with Webster Bank for a lease agreement over the course of the next 4 years. And this is one of the documents that they're requiring. This closing will probably take place next week. The total amount is 451,000, inclusive the maximum principal amount. Can't remember if that includes interest. I can't remember, but There's money to do this in the budget over the course of the next 4 years. And I don't anticipate any issues. So I will move the authorizing resolution, which is, like I said, a requirement of Webster Bank.
Second.
Webster Bank, soon to be Santander Bank. I don't know if you're aware.
I did hear that, yeah.
Being taken over. So they're our banking partner, so we will see how that plays out over the course of the next 6 months, year, 2 years. So anyway, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, and just one other item, have I updated you on finance director? This is under my selectman comments. We do have
You have not.
we do have a candidate that we've made an offer to and has been accepted.
Oh, excellent, okay.
I'm not at liberty to say the name yet, not because I don't want to, but this person wants a more orderly transition at her work,
Sure.
which is a very public facing job.
Okay.
And her boss is aware of this, but doesn't want chaos to ensue when once this person says, I'm no longer going to be here.
We have a start date?
I'm sorry,
Start date?
September 1. That's
And-
totally fine. We're gonna work something out with Leanne.
Okay.
So that'll work
By
out
next
really
week.
nicely.
All right,
And this is all good. Good candidate.
wonderful.
And I'll be able to say more 2 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that.
Yep,
And I'm sure our reporter is gonna report on all that, so. All right, so next we have the Neighborhood Assistance Act application, so. We need to set a public hearing. Are you familiar with the NAA? Neighborhood Assistance Act?
no,
And you guys can fill in the blanks on this. We have Brett Elliott, Executive Director of the Kate and Wayne Harms on the Board of Trustees. The state allocates $5 million a year in corporate taxes. So if you're a corporation, a C corp.
Yep.
Only a corp, not a LLC or anything. And up to $5 million a year in total state taxes that C corps from all over the state pay to the state is allocated to the NAA program, Neighborhood Assistance Act. Nonprofits, mostly nonprofits, can apply for up to $150,000 maximum. And as you can tell, 150,000 over the course of 5 million wouldn't go a lot statewide for nonprofits, right? In theory.
yeah,
But it's not that easy to necessarily get a corporation to pledge their tax revenue to you. So there's high demand,
Sure.
I think,
yeah, I would think
from a
so.
lot of nonprofits. So to go to Eversource, I know Whalen Engineering has been very generous with the Kate and the YMCA.
Mhm.
Historical Society, yeah, you know,
What's that?
Historical Society,
I can't hear you.
Historical Society.
Historical Society too.
Yeah,
And so while the state may grant you, hey, estuary, here's your $150,000 project, and you have to detail a project, is accepted. The state may accept it. You then need to go find 150 in taxes, 150,000 in taxes from a corporation that will say, the first 150,000 of our taxes will go to you, that nonprofit, and then we'll pay the rest of our tax bill to the state of Connecticut. But a corporation can break it up into 3 nonprofits if they want. They can say 50 to the Cape, 50 to the estuary, 50 to the Historical Society. So companies like Eversource
Yeah.
do this. Now, what happens is the program can be oversubscribed.
Yeah, that's what.
So, but they only allocate $5 million. So it could happen that these awards are prorated down if the program is oversubscribed. The Kate has been very fortunate and gotten the entire 150,000 several times.
Yep.
So you can make the application to the state program without having
Without
pledge.
lining it up?
Without
Okay,
having a pledge.
having it lined up, okay,
And then you line it up.
yeah.
And
But do you do that, the same corporations year after year? I
a
mean,
lot of
that's the way you
times,
go?
nonprofits will go to the same, if they have good luck with a corporation. But like Connecticut Water and Eversource, they're giving out like 2,000 sometimes,
Yeah, they're doing
2,000,
Yeah, cause they go to a bunch of.
because they probably do 50.
Right, right.
50 nonprofits, which is awesome. But it's hard to get to 150. So we've been very fortunate, or the Caton has been very fortunate, the Y has been very fortunate, the Historical Society has been very fortunate. So these applications and the Cancer Foundation uses Morgan Stanley. I think got a stamp for, not that you would know, but I think Morgan Stanley is their benefactor for several years now, and they have been lucky enough to get the money too. So this year, we only have 2 applications. The municipal end of this is very simple. We must hold a public hearing and a town meeting. And it's really our duty to vet, to make sure these applications are legit.
Mhm.
And we know the Kate is legit, and we know the Connecticut Cancer Foundation
Yeah.
is legit. Jane Ellis, John Ellis, they've done that for years. There are no other applications this year for us,
Okay,
right?
I don't remember this at a town meeting before.
You know why?
Or hearing.
Because the town meetings are like 10 minutes.
Okay.
There's no reason for anyone to oppose it,
Okay,
and they're super quick. And in fact, at our next meeting, we're going to have a public hearing, which will probably last 10 minutes for the 2 NA applications, and then a town meeting, which will be another 10 minutes.
okay,
And that's why,
okay,
because there's no reason you would have, and it'll be right in this room.
okay.
We won't even do the middle school or anything. And it's usually representatives from those organizations, and usually we ask them to tell us about your project. And that was probably clear as mud, and I apologize.
No, I think that, no.
If there's anything else
We'll
you
see how
wanna
much I
add
can
on that?
remember.
The only thing I'd add, there are approved uses for it, it's not general operating, so there are buckets of approved pieces. And there is a 100% piece for energy efficiency and a 60% piece for other projects as defined. So we are going in under energy efficiency again this year, but that is a particular piece of it.
I
So,
remember you talking about that. Okay.
Yes,
All right.
we've
That-
replaced
that-
chillers and chillers,
Yes,
and things
yes,
that might have
yes.
been on the
Okay.
town as major systems, but we've gone
Right.
through this program and made it cash neutral to both the state and the town because we were able to apply as the nonprofit.
Great,
and the Cancer Foundation is doing a 60%, because they're looking for general assistance for their patients in need.
okay.
So that's a 60% one.
Are they patients in any particular part of the state, or is it
In
statewide?
Connecticut.
Okay.
No,
It's
in
statewide,
Whoever they help, yeah.
okay.
So, so what we need to do is we're gonna set a public hearing, and, you can see the public hearing is right before the, so we're gonna have a public hearing at 5 o'clock on May 26th.
Yep.
And then the town meeting will immediately follow the public hearing. And then if we have business for the Board of Selectmen, it will immediately follow the town meeting. You good?
Yeah, I'm just looking at, again.
So Brett, if
It'll be
you
tight.
wanna talk very briefly about, you're gonna do it again,
I can be super brief.
Yeah.
We just came to support, our project this year is energy efficiency. It is focused on some of the pieces for the expansion, particularly in, control systems is one of the things that is approved, and then illumination of different sorts, both for the museum expansion and the space itself. So we put forward that at $150,000 under the energy efficiency pieces. Now, if, not gonna say this too carefully, if something should derail on our overall project, because it is for the upcoming project, there are sort of, you could use an escape mechanism because we could not solicit the money come fall, if something had changed. So we're just we would be seeking the approval at this point to move forward. That's sort of the short version.
That's it.
Okay.
So I'll move to set the public hearing for May 26th at 5 p.m.
Second,
Seconded. Further discussion, hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
aye.
And then, discussion and possible action on the call of the town meeting, and the call has two action items, and they're both the NAA. All right, so I'll move the town meeting call,
Second,
and all those in favor signify by saying aye.
aye.
I know it's kind of, but, that will be it. And, I have to email Jane right now, Jane Ellis, and tell her if someone can be available to talk about their program.
Okay,
That's it. So, I'll move adjournment so you can go to your next meeting.
thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I
But that's okay.
apologize.
You
Yeah.
guys have, we're happy, we can, yes, all good.
It's
Yeah.
close.
So we're adjourned at 5:22.
All right.